Alright, well, I think I've done it again. I've walked myself into a really bad area. Completely surrounded by water everywhere I look. I've wound up on an island's what I've done. You can see there's water there, and there's another island there. You know, now I think it's getting worse. It's getting a whole lot worse. I can tell now because of all the mosquitoes that are everywhere. And like, look at this right here. That's pretty bad. Look how bad that is. And I don't know if it's gonna get any better up here. Oh man. No, it's getting worse. Let's go up here and look around for a minute. Oh yeah, it's bad. This is real bad. Look at all that out there. That is just a sloppy, muddy mess. I can't stay in this. Alright, well, you know, the trees around here are unusual. You can see how they're all bent up like that. They're all laying like down on the ground. And like this one right here, look at that one. This one right here, they've all grown real crooked. Alright. If I am on an island, I think I need to get out of here. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to get out of here. Alright, I had to cut the camera off for a minute because I put it away while I was crossing those logs right there. Hopefully I'm off of the island. And see, this is just about as bad. See all the mud right there? That's what happens. I'm looking for some solid ground. And I hope I find it pretty soon. See, what I've done is, there's an old type of shelter that I was taught years ago, and I haven't made it in years. Because you have to special rig up a tarp. And I've rigged one up, and I want to come out here and make it. Oh man, y'all got to see this. Just look at this right here. I'm not going to go any further into this. You can see the water, you can hear it. Getting deeper. Look at all that out in there. Hope y'all are enjoying the sights. Let's see. There's even a mist coming through the sunlight right there. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. You know, this is kind of a cool place. It's a funny thing, me and my buddy Army Stinger 150, we were talking one day about really bad areas, how some areas are really, really bad and some areas make others look like Club Med. Well, I don't know, sometimes in my opinion, you can take a bad area and you can make it where it's pretty good. But this ain't getting any better. Alright, I gotta quit boring y'all with this place. As soon as I get to a place where I'm gonna start building a shelter, I'll cut you back on. This is a mess. Everywhere you look, a mess. And it ain't getting no better. You can see the ground right here. Every step I take right here, there's mud, there's debris, there's all kinds of crap out here. All kinds of stuff. All kinds of trees that are all rotten and snapped off. Just rotten. I guess because this place just stays moist all the time. That one right there is falling over. Huh. Alright. Let me get to where I'm going. Alright. This thing right here is pretty cool. I can't pass this up because I need a nice flat piece of wood for my my kitchen. So, alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that piece off right there because it's nice and flat, and I'm gonna bring it with. Alright, I walked forever, and something's got to give pretty soon because I ain't turning around and going back. You can just see the absolute. There's just, hey, look at that. That's pretty promising. Let's go up here and take a look. Look, it's like a little island. And see, this right here I like. I like it right there. Let me put you down right here for a minute. Because see what this is it's like a little, it's higher than everything else. Oh, I got my piece of wood. It's higher than everything else, and I'm like out here on a little island. Because see, before, see, this is pretty cool right here. Good solid ground. Because see, before every step I took when I was down in the mud, the mosquitoes was just, they were horrible. Every step you take, the mosquitoes was just coming up. All right, first thing I'm gonna do, since this is such a sloppy, muddy mess, is I'm gonna attach my backpack to this these two trees right here. And I got 4 other trees that I'm gonna tie my rope to. All right. I don't normally like bungee cords, but I got them this time. Because you know, bungee cords have a tendency to snap off and hit you in the eye. So I'm just gonna bungee cord my I'm gonna bungee cord my pack to this tree so it ain't gonna be laying on the ground. All right. I got this thing bungee corded to the tree, which is pretty cool. That way I ain't got to bend over all the time, and I ain't got to worry about getting it in the mud and stuff. All right. Now the type of shelter I'm gonna do today involves, you guessed it, tarp and rope. But the cool thing is, this right here is my floor, my roof, and my bed. And I've had to modify this tarp, and I'll show you how here in just a minute. Oh, somebody asked me about the gloves I wear. And what these gloves are Nomex flight gloves. And when they're Nomex, that means they're fireproof. And the main reason I started using these is for dealing with fire and cooking and things like that. Well, then after I got to wearing them, I got to realizing they're great for keeping away mosquitoes. They keep me away from the poison ivy, and they're just, they feel good. You can actually move around in these gloves. So, you know, I got all 3 colors, but anyway, several people asked me about them. While I was thinking about it, I'll tell you about it. All right, so I got my tarp and I got my rope, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie this rope from one tree to the next, wrapping it around and doubling it. I'll show you that in a minute. Now this tarp, I went to the fabric store, and you see all these extra eyelets that I've put in? You can buy, it's either an eyelet kit or a grommet kit. But I've added all these extra eyelets here. I mean, you can see how many extras there are. And you need that because you're gonna be supported by this thing. And you'll see what I mean by it when I say that tarp is it's your floor, it's your bed, and it's your roof. It's a pretty cool design. I haven't done it in a long time. I haven't seen it done in a long time because I haven't had a tarp modified, but I think this would be a cool place because I knew there was water everywhere. All right, I'm gonna get this rope on these trees. All right, now what I want to do with this thing right here is when I start tying off this rope, pull me out a little bit. All right, throw it on the ground. All right, now what I want to do is I want to start out about eye level when I'm tying it off to the tree. Okay, so I'm gonna tie that off and I'll get right back with it. I got it tied off up here around this tree. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head on over to this other tree. See if I can get you aimed over there where I can see what I'm doing. Oh, still kind of slippery here, even though I'm on some high ground. All right, feed me out some rope. I went around that tree twice. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come around this one. Okay, so I'll go around this way. About eye level. All right, come around here. Now, I want to give it, make it real tight, okay? And then I'll come back around We'll go around this thing twice. Let's set that there. Let's see. Alright, now. Alright, wrap around twice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that other tree over there, and then that tree, then back to that tree, and I'm going to do that twice so that I got 2 layers of rope. Okay? Whew, I won't bore you with them details. Alright, as you can see, I got this rope tied off right here. It's going to that tree there. It's coming all the way around there to that tree, all the way around to that tree, and back to here. Okay? So, basically I'm just pretty much surrounded by all of them. Alright. Now, I got to thinking before I go any further, I'm going to set my kitchen up so that I can start cooking. Okay? So, let's come over here for a minute. Let me set you up right here. Alright, you got a view of everything? Alright, now, let's get in here. First off, oh, let me get my axe. I'm not going to need my axe anymore. All I'm going to need is my saw for what I got to do next. So, basically, I'm going to use this as my kitchen. A lot of people don't like that right there, but it'll be okay. Alright, now what I'm going to do now is I got me another bungee cord, okay, and I got, this is that piece of wood that I was telling you about that was nice and flat, okay. I lay it right there, and what that's going to do is that's going to protect my axe from the heat, okay. Now I have, let's see, I have my Swiss Volcano stove. Everybody loves these things. Alright, let's see. You just pull the lid off. Alright. Put that up there. Let me back you up a minute right here so that you got a little bit better view of what's going on. Man, this is a... Alright, let's see right there. Okay, hold on. Alright, I got you back. I had to move back, make a few adjustments. Alright, but basically I got my piece of wood that I was telling you about, and it's going to protect my axe from the heat, okay? So I just set that up there. And I got the old trick, alcohol soaked wood chunks. And see, the beauty of that is I can just pull out a few pieces and start my fire with it, or I can put all of them in there and burn them, and then I can just chop up some more pieces later on the trail and put them back in and let them soak in alcohol, okay? And I got my beans in an old peanut butter jar that I have, I soaked them overnight. I learned you got to remember to soak them overnight, okay? Alright, now let's see right here a minute. It's got this little handle on the back here that holds on the thing, and what I do is I'll bungee cord it to a tree, okay? Alright, hold on. You know how to use a bungee cord. Let me get it strapped to the tree and then I'll turn it back on. Alright, I got you back. Now, like I say, part of the reason why I'm attaching this to this tree right here is because you can, like I say, you can see what I'm standing in right here. Who wants to cook in that? Alright, let me get this thing right over here now. Alright, now what I'm going to do now, alright, I got my cup, okay. I got this bungee corded to the tree right here. Put in my cup. I got my beans, okay. Dump them in. Alright, now, let's see what I got up in here. I got, okay, my multi-tool. I don't like, oh, I got my lid. I'll go ahead and put that on there. It'll help keep the heat in there. Alright, now I don't like reaching in there and grabbing them chunks. I don't like getting alcohol all over my hands or my gloves, especially when I'm fixing to light a fire. So, you know, I always got my multi-tool with me, so I just reach in there. I just reach in there and pull one of them out. Of course, it's gotta want to come out. Come on. All right, hold on. Now that I'm looking like a moron, hold on. Now that I got the wood chunks out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I just take them in there and just lay them in there. Sometimes when you put them chunks in there, it's like a little jigsaw puzzle, and it's kind of hard to get them out because you got to kind of get them out the way that they came in. Alright, I'm just going to lay all them in there. Pulling them all out, okay? Lay them in. Now I'll probably put some more sticks on top of it right before I light it off. Alright, well I got my hands full. Let's see if I got everything here. I say part of the beauty of strapping this thing to the tree right here is the fact that, you know, when you're done with everything, you just throw it in there, you know, done with the alcohol, done with my multi-tool. You know, see right here, I got my spoon and I got my knife and everything. It's just all right here at your kitchen. All right, now I'm gonna break off a couple of more of these little pieces here, and I'm just gonna shove them in there. I broke these off a dead tree, and it's just giving it a little bit of extra fuel, so that, and I don't have to use little bitty pieces because I put those alcohol pieces in there. Okay, so now let's see. Got to find my matches. All right, got my matches in here. There you go. Now, as you can see, I can actually work in these gloves. That's what's pretty cool. All right, now I got my alcohol soaked stuff there. There it goes. See, that's the beauty of carrying those wood chunks and alcohol. Just, I mean, it's no issue, you know? No big deal. All right, I got the beans cooking. Let's get back on our shelter. All right, what I do now is I'm just going to unfold my shelter. Well, the tarp. All right. It'll unfold. All right, the side that's got all those eyelets is going to go with the rope. Okay. I got it pulled over. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull it under, and then I'm gonna lace it back together with a paracord. All right, you can see I got that fire burning nice. Let's see. Get you right over there close to it. So I don't even have to fool with it. That right there, that's good to go. My beans will be bubbling like crazy. I probably had to put some more water, and I'll double check on it, put some wood in. All right, let's get over here for a minute. Let's see. Alright, undo this thing. Alright, so what we got in here? Ah, look at that. Y'all recognize that? Look, a grill. I don't need that. Alright, I got my paracord. That ain't the one I wanted. I got that one. And right here, one of these big ones right here. Okay? Alright. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to get underneath it and we're just going to sew those eyelets together to where the tarp makes a tube. Alright, I'm back under here now, and what I've done is I got all these grommets right over here. I got these things hanging down just about 6 inches or so from the rope. And what I'm going to do now is I've tied a piece of paracord through it, and all I'm going to do now is I'm going to start just weaving these grommets together. Okay? This takes a little while, but you know, it ain't that big of a deal. Alright. I got the end of this here. I weave it through here. Alright. And then I just start pulling it tight. Okay. I'm just pulling it up, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weave through, and then I'm gonna pull it real tight. Kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm just weaving back and forth all those eyelets. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten them up real tight once I got every single eyelet weaved through. Okay. Now, let's see something about this right here. My fire's doing pretty good. I put a few more sticks in there. Hey, I made this lid, and part of the reason why I made this lid with these little ears is so that I could set it right there. So, man, it's gonna be good. You're doing pretty good. Alright. Put my lid back on. Let's see. Just reach right up here to the tree. So I can get a few pieces right here and just put them in there every once in a while. I don't want to make the fire too big, because if I make it too big, it'll start boiling like crazy. Alright. Let me go finish weaving this thing up. Probably gonna run out of battery before I finish. I hope not. Kinda get hard to get all this on camera. But what I'm doing, see what I'm doing is basically I'm pulling this and then I'll go to the next loop. And then I'm pulling it tight. Okay, there you go. So what I'm doing now is I'm just pulling this all in tight, and then I'll go to the next loop and I'll pull it. Alright, and then I'll pull it tight. And what I'm doing is I'm turning this thing into a tube as I'm going down through here. That way I have something I can crawl up inside. Alright, you can see again how I'm just sewing this thing up. Feed it up through the bottom. Feed it up through the bottom there. And just give it a pull. See, then I'll come back. I'll pull that one, pull that one, pull that one, pull that one. So I'm just slowly sewing it all together. Right. You look right up in there and see how that's all sewn together, and I'll pull it tight. Now let me show you something here real quick. Once you get your water to a boil and that volcano stove gets to roaring, anybody that's ever cooked with a volcano stove, they know that them things will go crazy. So what I've done here is I just, instead of having it boil everything to where there's nothing left, what I've done is I put my little grill right on here so that I've got this up above the water. And say I got my little shelf right here. That another thing I can do is I can keep adding stuff from the top too if I want to. I could really fill that thing up. So that's another use for that neat little grill. I'm glad I brought it. I didn't think there's going to be any wood out here, but it's a funny thing. I just come up with that at the last minute because them beans need to simmer. They don't need to boil. About time to put in just a little bit more water. That'll be good. That way they'll be nice and soft and simmered. Hey, a little drink for me too. And another thing you want to do is when you crawl up inside here, these ropes are going to give in and everything's going to bunch up. So what you want to do is you want to put on a prusik knot and then tie the end where the tarp is. You want to tie it off to another tree to help spread it out. And another thing you can do is you can take a branch and you can cut a branch and put it in between here and use it as a spreader bar. And I've done that before, but I think this is going to work okay like this. So I've got one over here. Let's see. Let me walk out on this log right here. All right. So I got a prusik knot right here. That way it's also going to keep the tarp from slipping. And then I got it tied off right over there. All right. All right. Let me finish up them others and then I'm gonna crawl in and give you a good laugh. See, the cool part about doing this right here, the cool part about having this stove like this right here is because I can work on the shelter and then I can just break little sticks off of these trees around here and just drop them in, you know, and ain't a bunch of bending over, there ain't a bunch of chopping, and you know, the smaller the fire, the better off you are. You may have to go and stop and feed it sticks every now and then, but you know, it ain't that big of a deal. All right, I got a few more sticks in there. Now let's go over here a minute. All right, I got my other paracord line tied off right there. Got my other one there. So I got a neat little prusik knot. I think that's what it's called. Well, I mean, I know that's what it's called. That's what it's pronounced. Now, if you wanted to, if you had to, if you didn't think it was going to rain or anything, you could just lay right on the top of it, but the fact of it being a tube, you crawl up inside it, and that's what I'm fixing to try to do. If I got it, I'm getting down to the end of the battery, but I got to crawl in it and show it to you. Okay. All right. I got nervous about that shelter collapsing, so I decided to make me a spreader bar. You can't do it good with an axe or a machete. You need to do it with a saw. Because, okay, there it goes. Because what you got to do, like I say, you need a saw because you want the end of it notched. That way you'll have a place for the rope to set. And I'll clean this up just a little bit, and then I'll go back there and I'll put it in. Alright. I gotta check out the merchandise. Beans. Much better than last time. Much better. Alright, now let's get back to this shelter here. Like I said, I ain't got much battery left. I got the spreader bar tied in across here. Now all I gotta do is stretch the tarp back over it, and then I'll be able to crawl right in it. I'd be lying to you if it said, wait a minute, I got hung up. I'd be lying to you if I said it took a little effort to build this shelter and to get in it. But basically, this is what it looks like on the inside. What you're doing is you've got it tied off, and you want to put those loops over on that side right there. Okay? Tie it off real good. You got all them grommets nice and strong that are holding you. Okay, you got your feet in here. Now the end out on a piece, you can fold it up. You got your roof. You got your spreader bar keeping the roof there. So I can't hardly move this camera around in here. Alright, and obviously this bad boy here is not only is it hard to make, but it's hard to film too. But you get the basic idea. If you want to rig it, and the ideal situation would be to find you some trees that are the length of the tarp, and then you just put you a spreader bar in there. And if you got time, you can put 2 spreader bars in there. But you know, it's a pretty good shelter. It takes a while to put it up. It takes a while to get in it. It's good for a long-term shelter. It's good for if the wind's blowing, gonna be sloshing rain around everywhere, because you're just completely protected. Now, before I get in here tonight, I got a mosquito net over there. And I'll probably take off this outer long sleeve shirt here and just crawl into the mosquito net just like it was a blanket. But anyway, this is just another one of my crazy shelter ideas to protect you from the wind, the rain, the mosquitoes, and keep you up off the mud, off the ground. So I guess I'm gonna crawl out of here and eat me some beans, and I'm gonna walk around for a little while and take a look at this place. It's pretty cool. All right, I'm glad you enjoyed my, I'm glad. God, I'm tired. I'm glad I made this video, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, one more thing I forgot about before I go. Another thing you can do, I should have had it out. I got me a mosquito net in this bag right here, and what I do, it's the kind that goes over a cot. And so what I do is I'm just going to pull it out tonight, and I'm just going to use it like I said. I just open this tube up and I'll chunk it in here. And then when I crawl in here tonight, you know, I'll pull that mosquito net off. I'll take his shirt off. I'll pull that mosquito net off and just cover myself up. And you know, normally I would leave my gloves on and my long sleeve shirt, and I would have my small mosquito net on my face. But you know, I got that. I got a full backpack instead of just a butt pack this time, so I'm gonna use it. But all right, I'm gonna eat. If I got any battery left tonight, sometimes I cut it back on and it's okay. If I got battery tonight, I'll cut it on. I'll say goodnight to you. All right, guys. I wound up leaving my shirt on and getting under the mosquito net because the mosquitoes are so bad. This is absolutely like mosquito heaven. So in my net, in my shelter, I'm pretty dang comfortable, and it's really not that bad. Of course, when I get out tomorrow and have to clean this mess up, it's gonna be bad. But all right, my camera's blinking red, but I promised I'd say goodnight. So till next time, guys, see ya.